Well, hello there, Applebites. This is your Applebite Written Writ Ralph talking to you straight from our show here, The Written Writ, a show where you and I and you get creative, have fun, and geek out. Today we got George hanging out with us, getting all comic unknown and getting Phantasmagoria.
Hello, hello.
I gotta say, it's been a while since we had you on, and it's funny. I think the last time you were on, you were talking Phantasmagoria.
Yes. I was super nervous. That was Phantasmagoria was my second project that I've ever done. The first one I didn't really do that many streams to start off, so I was just beyond nervous. I was apologizing how long I was talking, but now I'm slightly more comfortable.
Well, you start to do it, and the more you do it, that's what I tell people all the time because they always ask me, I want to do my own stream, Ralph. I want to do my own podcast. What do I do? I'm like, you do the first episode.
Yeah, it's just one more each time. It's another one under your belt.
And then they ask, and then they're like, "Oh, stop gatekeeping." I'm not a geek. To go do the episode. You don't know what you're doing right or wrong until you do that first episode. Same thing with writing. You don't know what you're doing right or wrong until you write it. Same thing with drawing. You don't know what you're doing right or wrong until you draw it. You got to do it, folks. People get so scared. They kind of like pause themselves. They kind of destroy their own selves before they even get anywhere. I see the guys are over here talking up a story.
Yeah. I have my own little crew there, just chit-chatting it up right now. Phantasmagoria, like I've always mentioned, it's an anthology, so it's 9 creative teams. So we're bound to have at least a couple people showing up and just yapping and yapping and yapping. So it is what it is. We do our best.
This, especially with these type of things, because it makes sense. You're working on something like this. It's a bunch of people, creatives working together. Do you find that they bring their game in and they actually help the Kickstarter get funded? They help the Kickstarter go to where it's going? Because I've heard stories about some of these types where the person just puts in their stuff and they don't do anything else.
I'm not gonna bad talk about anybody specifically, but
no, not specifically.
I always try to make sure I reach out to everyone, and I'll be like, hey, it'd be a good idea if you swing by tomorrow and I'm gonna do a stream. You want to join up? Or I'll tell them, hey, I'm gonna be posting up a couple things. Please post your art. Let your friends and family know. Send some cold DMs, and you'd be surprised how many times, like 1 out of every 50 cold DMs, you actually do get a backer, so it does work. And I just tell them, like, don't get nervous. Well, you're gonna get nervous regardless, but open up, just shoot your shot. Worst thing anybody could tell you is no. Yeah. So at least show the effort, And
when we're talking about these types of projects, it's not even that somebody that you're doing something bad. Most of the times, it's just that, it's not for me.
Yeah. We're already starting with the comic book scene, so that's the first thing. And then now we're diving into not just the horror scene, but an anthology. So it's very, I wouldn't call it too niche either. Maybe some stories might be a little bit niche, but there's just a collection of, like, for issue 1 and issue 2, they just both happen to be 9 stories. So I've been saying 9 stories each time, and each one brings their own freshness. It's their own style, their own version of what they would see as horror. Because at the end of the day, horror has its own subgenres.
It does.
Different styles.
Many genres.
This isn't just like slasher horror or blood and gory horror. There's a couple cool psychological ones. There's a couple of them that it's more of a, how can I say this? There's a couple of them, like, for example, if you're looking through them right now, that one is another one of mine, which is called Comatose. That one's a zombie horror. Then we have another one that's an alien horror, ghosts. There's another one that it is. I'm just thinking. I'm trying to rattle them off right now. Cadesler Falls. That's actually 2 sisters. One's a werewolf. One's a vampire. Very manga style.
Right.
That's actually done by Heckin Sketch, which he's in the chat right now. So he's probably having a blast. Crypto Central. That one's a cool one. That one is done by Alejandro Medina. It's called Mystical Occurrences. Very cool story. I helped letter that one. I also helped Heck with the lettering on his. Which that's actually something I do offer each time. I
Right.
started an issue too, where some people they're just entering the scene or they're a little uncomfortable with it. So I'll tell them like, do what you want, just give me the script and I'll letter it for you. I started learning how to letter a little while back, and it's worked out. Some of the stories look great, and even with my novice lettering, it still pops out so well. That one right there is called Orion's Cube. That one was in issue 1 as well. So that one's actually one of the 2 returning stories
Love
that
returning stories.
from Phantasmagoria issue 1. Mm-hmm. This one's the Grand Haunt. It's a ghost story. That one's by Adam Matthew Smith. Very cool story. I've been blessed with reading them all already for obvious reasons, and I completely love how everything's going. That one's Billy Dixon, The Skull on the Mountain. Very cool art style. Very cool story. I don't want to spoil it because it's actually, even the art itself is somewhat vague.
Mm-hmm.
You just know that shit's gonna go down. So I try not to spoil too much. We do have like little inserts for the most part of these stories. That one is my second story, The Taking Tree, which El Don is in the group chat right now, and he did the art for that one. So that one was actually a twist on The Giving Tree. So we just said, what can we do to just obscure one of those stories and just make it horrific? And we did the opposite of giving, so we started taking.
So you're saying that the tree finally got revenge on the boy?
Dude, you have no idea. You have no idea.
The tree got the revenge on the boy because the boy took too much.
That one's by C.L. Zeno. That's actually a returning story as well. The Tales of Goop. A frog humanoid turned vampire, and he has to go through a lot of struggles trying to survive and normalize himself in certain ways. Very cool story, very cool art. There's nothing bad I can say of any of the stories, to be completely honest. For the most part, all the pages are done. Those are little preview pages of each story right there, so you kind of see the different art styles in each one.
Oh, definitely. We've got all that different type of stuff. Mm-hmm. Each one has a whole feel to it, but you saw that from the covers as well. You got the feeling from the covers themselves that each one has a whole different feel to it. Yeah, it didn't feel like 2 of them looked the same.
Yeah, even the 2 stories that I was working on together, which in that one is the center one right there, which is the black and white and green, and the very first one on top, complete different art style, complete different feel to them. The first one, which is Comatose, gives more of a golden age vibe,
right?
And the other one is just, we're just ribbing off of the idea of the Giving Tree. So it's black and white, but then we added that green, those green highlights.
I always like when they do the certain amount of colors,
because
it always gives it something. Or the black and red, the black, white, and red is always
yeah. With this one, because it's a tree, instead of doing black, white, and red, we did black, white, and green. But it worked out very well.
Oh, it does. It has a visual to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say, I do love the fact that the covers that you guys do. It's a great piece of what do you want to? I want to call it something. It's a great piece of initiative to get people to buy all this stuff.
We, believe it or not, okay, so in issue 1, I want to say we always offer the collectors, which is literally a copy of each one, and it's it's a good amount of covers. I realized how many covers it was when I had to ship it out. And I was like, damn, this box is heavy, man. And like I would ship out a box that's like that tall.
But it's an amazing moment because, like you were saying in the green room, the creators it gives them something. It's something to be proud of. I know that, and I've seen it before with friends, and when you finally get your book out there, especially if you got a cover,
Yeah.
it's something, I don't know. It's just like an amazing feeling.
The whole idea of having each variant came from my own personal experiences, that I wanted to make sure that I could do something better
Hmm.
when I've done other anthologies. And I was just like, man, I feel like this could have this approach would work in this way,
Yeah,
things like that. And then, like, I just one day, just like in Thanos in the Avengers, I just grabbed the glove and I'm like, yeah, I could do this myself. I'll figure it out.
but it makes
And
sense though. If you're gonna do this, anything with multiple covers, it isn't an anthology,
and at the end of the day, it's, we have the standard cover. So we have the first one that has the snippets of each one.
Right,
And it would, if there's 9 stories, it wouldn't make sense to me to only have like one variant cover,
right.
unless it has all the characters in there somehow, but then
Yeah,
that's
but
a whole other
that's
thing.
the way you would have to do it. So each variant cover would at least have to have all the 9 characters in it, or you'd have to showcase one story, which it's kind of like unfair.
Which at the end of the day, it's kind of, yeah, it's almost like favoritism in a way.
Yeah,
And I was just like, no, at the end of the day, the books are going to be printed out. One thing, because they trade paperback bound, they're not floppies, they're not single issues. Um, eh, um, I was concerned because we print with Comics Wellspring, and I was like, somebody over there is going to send me to hell, because this isn't just
why do you keep
cover.
changing
It's a cover bounded with the
it?
spine, and now they're gonna have to change the plates each time. And this isn't just doing it once; this is doing it at least 10 times. And
I
I
don't think they
was so
care as long as you're
nervous.
paying them.
Yeah, but regardless, you could pay somebody and they could still be
Yeah, because
annoyed.
it is kind of monotonous, but at the same time, so I gotta say, how does this come out as costly as it looks, or is it not that bad?
I learned from my mistakes from the first issue. So then in the second issue, I managed to cut down a lot of costs.
Oh, cool.
The first one, I didn't necessarily break even.
Right.
I did put some in money into it.
Hmm.
I'm just happy to be able to release the book, give everybody comp copies. That's one thing I've always been adamant about.
Right.
Depending on what our goal is and how far we reach, depends on the comp copies. So let's say, an example, we reach goal at minimum, everybody gets at least 5 copies. Book goes for $18.
It's not bad.
18 times 5, it's like 70 something. If we reach, let's say, if we get another $1,000 and we do 2, what was I gonna say, 2 stretch goals, we'll cover the cost for whatever those stretch goals are. But any extra cash, the cash never stays with me.
Right.
I put it all into printing and shipping, and then any additional books that we have, we add it on top to the comp copies. I actually told the group, because I have like a little group chat with them, and I told them today, let's make this into a friendly competition.
Ooh,
Whoever has
okay.
the most copies of their cover sold gets additional comp copies.
Ooh, that's
Right?
that's incentive. And
That's
I
an
was about to
incentive.
ask you though. So can they go? You know what? I'm going to throw you some cash. Can you make some extra copies?
Well, after the campaign's done, if somebody wants to purchase additional copies from the group, they can.
Nice.
I'll show them. I'll straight up show them the invoice or the quote and be like, "This is how much it costs per book." Let's say, I don't know. Let's say it costs $10. It's not,
Right.
but let's say it costs $10 to print the book. I'll tell them, look, it's $10. Here it is. I'm very transparent with everything.
Right.
And I'll tell them, if you need additional books, shoot it over, and then in the order I'll just add into it. And then they could technically buy their own additional copies of
That's
their
good though,
book.
because that also gives you another chance to help the project along, because now you're getting money from the creatives as well, and that actually helps the whole anthology, because now you're getting extra money in there. Yeah.
And sometimes, like for example, In the first issue, I want to say there was, excluding me, I want to say there was two more people
Right.
that paid for additional copies, and the additional copies that they put in plus whatever we were already doing brought us to that next tier of a lower cost. You know how they depending on the bulk order, depends on the cost per book.
Right.
So we managed to break. I can't remember if it was the 500 mark or the 750 mark, and it lowered the cost. And because of it lowering the cost, we were able to add additional books to it to spread it out a little bit more. I think with
That's
issue
good.
one, we ended up reaching 5,700.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad for the
That's
first
very
for an
good.
issue one anthology that nobody knows who the hell I am.
Yeah. That's very good, actually.
And majority of the people managed to get 10 comp copies at that moment. So it worked out. Everybody was happy with it. Everybody enjoyed their books. Everybody loved the fact that they had their own
Cover. Yeah.
cover. And it personalizes it for them, because then they could go to their con and be like, look, this is my book, this is my variant, it's specifically about my story XYZ. You could check this out, or I do have the standard cover which has little snippets of each one. If you wanted to see one of the other ones, they could go to the Comic Unknown website, or if they know, or if they do have, sometimes some of the creators get like one of each just to have their own collection, and then they'll probably bring it to the con as well and be like, you could get this one or whichever one you want at the end of the day. But it just gives the more variety for it, and it's easier for them to sell, because what are they most likely going to be excited to sell? A book that they're in but it's not their cover, or one that it is their cover. They're going to be
I was just
pushing
thinking the
that
same
out.
thing. Yeah, they're gonna push harder to sell it because it's their book with their cover. Even if you have the other people in it, it's still their cover on the book.
Of course.
That's funny. Get
Like,
my cover, or you won't regret it.
yeah, his is the top row, the fourth one right there.
I gotta say, let's see, he was over here. I love this. It's our contenders always do our best to push our work and others indie creators. No gatekeeping here, and that's how we should be. And I feel like you're kind of a smaller version of the bigger pond, or you're a pond of the bigger lake, because if we helped each other out, life would be so much easier.
100%, dude. And I think that was my issue the first time I started. I kind of like jumped into something that I wasn't aware of, and I got
Right.
into a couple anthologies, and I was just oblivious of it. And it's people that are known, so I was just automatically assuming like, okay, cool, it's gonna be done.
Right.
But like, there was an experience where I only got the book that I actually backed in the campaign. I never got comp copies from it. So I was like,
Wow.
man, that's like a sour taste in my mouth. And it always bugged me. And I was like, you know what? I think we could redo this. I think we could dish this out better. It's basically just trying to improve what already exists and trying to make sure that anybody that starts to do their own short stories, because a lot of these creators from issue 1 and issue 2, it's their first story.
Yeah.
And it's a good way to bring them in and have them excited for something to continue on and continue creating.
So do you have a page limit on what each person is doing?
We have a range. It was 5 to 10.
Right.
If they needed an additional page or two, so let's say 12 pages max, they definitely needed my approval, like to make sure, because we needed to make sure that how the page count in the book, it needs to be divisible by 4. So I just need to make sure that it's good with it. For the most part, I don't think I've denied anybody for additional pages. It has happened. We'll be like, hey, look, I did 9. Can I do 10? Or I did 6. Can I do 7? I even had one that asked for 10. And I'm like, look, my story works better without this extra page. Can we just knock it off? And I'm like,
oh, that's pretty good.
Okay, sure.
That helps everybody out. Yeah, look, somebody said it right now. We all help each other and learn from each other. There's a big chunk of odd contenders that contribute to Phantasmagoria too.
Yes. So the Odd Contender is a group on Instagram where it's a group of indie artists that they all join up Tuesdays and Thursdays. and they decide a topic, and it's usually like a mash of two things. So let's say Super Mario in style of Dragon Ball Z. This is a very vague type of thing, but that's what they do. And then they'll do specific themes depending if they have any guests. So like I've shown up there more times than I can count. And by the time issue 2 came along, I was just like, you guys do well. You guys could create your own, dish out your own stories. Join up in issue 2.
Yep.
They saw how issue 1 worked. They were in issue 1. I did have one of the odd contenders in it, and he had a good experience. So the other guys are just like, yeah, let's go, let's do it. Yeah. So I want to say 4 stories. I'd have to look at the list. I think it's 4 stories in issue 2 that are from people from that group of the odd contenders.
I see you're thinking things through. You got a half-page ad type of thing over here as well.
Yes, we have half page and we have full page. I learned a while ago that people love being able to be part of a book, even if they're not creators. So we allow the ads to show up, upon approval, because you're not going to do something that's completely like nothing to do with our topic. And so for the most part, we've been good with the ads. The ads give you a couple of books as well. And they have the decision of doing either half page or a full page. Each book so far has had some form of ads. And they've all been content with it. I've never had a follow-up where they say that they weren't happy with it or anything like that.
It's a great idea.
And it's still available.
Not even that expensive. Look, this one is $100, and this one is like
$185.
Yeah,
yep.
That's not.
And
that
it's a full page. It's not. It's not like a little snippet or anything like that.
I gotta say, but you gotta keep working it. And of course, our pals Wham Stand.
Yeah, no. Since I started with Wham Stand since Exit Z issue 1, which is my very first campaign. Matt is such a cool guy. I've never had any issues. He's always looking out for us when it comes to us doing orders with them. I've done 2 different Whamblems. So they have one for Exit Z, one for Phantasmagoria. I might do one for one of the short stories if one of those if I have enough audience to convert that short story into a full issue, which is another thing that we do with Phantasmagoria. Phantasmagoria is basically like that little quick 2-minute stage for these stories to see whether or not we could build something off of it. In issue 1, we had a story called Gaia Succession, and it went from just being 10 pages to being a full issue, and we ended up printing that full issue through the imprint of Comic Unknown shortly afterwards.
Well, see, that's the way to do it. And comics used to do that as well. They used to have a book that they would test things out on, and then they pull from that book, because it's almost like having a place to put your pilots.
That's essentially it. That's one way of putting it. These stories are essentially pilots to see whether or not we could build something off of it.
Love it, love it, love it. And of course, we love Wham Stand here. Amazing stuff they do, folks. If you guys want your stuff to look amazing, hit Wham Stand up. Buy a couple of pieces from them. They'll make your con experience even better. And
I have the spinner rack.
Yeah,
love the spinner rack. So cool.
Dude, I love the fact that automatically puts you in a different place, because most of the times people who have their tables have their stuff laying flat on their tables. Now the spinner rack kind of like elevates you, and people can see your book from farther away. And the fact that the logos go on the spinner rack, it makes it even better.
Yep. And each of the front of the books has the slot to be able to put a Whamblem, so you can personalize it each time.
Amazing, folks. Go check out Wham Stand. Dude, you won't be remiss. You can show off your stuff at the con, go show off your stuff at the house. It can keep your stuff safe in the house and the con.
These images of the Wham Stand are actually older, because that was from issue 1.
Yeah, he's changed them up a bit. Yeah.
The newer ones are slightly thinner, but they're sleek. They're super sleek.
He does amazing work.
Yeah, that's the Exodus Z one as well.
And I remember the swag.
Yeah, we actually have 2 people that have picked up the Phantasmagoria shirt from the campaign.
Lovely. Comics Unknown, Phantasmagoria. I love it, love it, love it. It's so funny because I tell people all the time, to do stuff with their logo, with all their stuff, and they look at you like you're crazy. I'm like, nobody's gonna want this. You'd be amazed who
You'd
wants
be
it.
amazed. Yeah, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. I want to say, don't get me wrong, it's not a lot of people either, but I've had a couple dozens
Yeah.
that have picked up a shirt,
Yep.
like the Comic Unknown shirt, and I'm just waiting for the day that I'm just walking to a mall or to a non-existent mall, and I'm just like, oh shit, I know that shirt. I'm like,
yeah, it's funny when people like your stuff. They're gonna get your stuff.
So this is cool. This is something that I didn't do the last time. This is a second cover for Mystical Occurrences that Alejandro, Mad Monkey, which he's in the chat, he got commissioned for it by Eric Webb, and it's such a cool little cover. It's in the add-on section, so it's not an actual official cover, but if somebody wanted to pick it up, we'd be able to print it as well. Nice. And have it specifically if somebody wanted it. And we changed the style up a little bit with the dressing instead of it being in the top right corner, things like that, just so that it looks like an actual proper variant.
Exactly. But this looks great. This is a great cover.
Yeah, Eric does an amazing job when it comes to that.
Stretch goals.
Yeah, we got a couple stretch goals in there. I think I'd put it every 500 after the campaign.
Oh, that's pretty good.
We have the early bird special, which actually expires in an hour. It's for 3 days.
So you better use the link.
I don't think anybody's going to catch that by the time they watch this. But the early bird special.
You're here right now. Comment section. Link's right there. Go.
Yeah. If you can, you must. Now's the chance. But it was just getting like the standard cover and then the collector's edition.
Oh,
that was the only 2 things I did when it came to the early bird special. We also did something where if you back it, I got this. I made a sticker for. Well, me and Don made a sticker for the Taking Tree. It doesn't show up there because this was an afterthought.
Right.
And I made it into a hollow sticker.
Nice.
And anybody that backs it within the first 3 days as well automatically gets that sticker. So we have 20 backers, so that's already 20 stickers that are out.
Incentive.
Yeah, I try to incentivize it. I try to make sure that it's worth the backers' while. I always do that. When it came to Phantasmagoria, Exodus Z, and the other campaigns that we've done, we had stickers, we had mini prints. Excuse me. We'll add digital copies of the backlog of anything that's from Comic Unknown, things like that.
You got to refresh the page, Raphael, so you can see this show does help bring in backers. Just like
yeah, I'm getting there, but I wanted to show off the covers again.
Oh, stop.
Oh my God, these covers are fantastic, folks, and I just love the fact that you can get whichever cover you want, or you can get all the covers.
And it's cool because each person, not for nothing, they have their own fan base.
Yep. Dude, that's true too. That means that your fan base can get your cover. Mm-hmm. And I do like the fact that you're telling them, let's make this into a contest.
Yeah. So they're aware of it, and I think since we just started, I want to say. There's 3 covers that have 4 purchases, 2 that have 3, and like the rest have 2 purchases. So it's just starting. Don't get me wrong. This is a 35-day campaign, and we're just finishing up day 3 in an hour. So we're doing very well in all things considering.
And I gotta say, the main cover with all the snippets is fantastic. They did a good job at kind of showing off everything without making it too busy.
That was my concern when we were trying to put it together. And I had to reorganize which one goes where.
Right.
To make sure that there's no one area that you just stay locked on and you ignore the rest.
Oh, you did
So
a good job at that because your eye kind of like goes to each one.
yeah, I did that as well for issue 1, which you see it behind me. But we did it from left to right. This time we did it more of a diagonal type of thing.
I love the diagonal.
But it works out. I love how it looks. It covers enough of the cover, and it gradients from a red to a black.
Yeah.
So it all blends in together at the bottom.
Dude, yeah, it just really works. You know, very well done. And there we go.
We got another backer.
Yep.
We were at 20 when we started.
We are at 21 backers, 1,185. They're very close to funding. They got 32 days to go. Come on, folks. We can get them past.
Let's go.
Yeah. We can get them past the 3,000.
I got my early bird. I didn't even realize I did it. Thank you, Ori. Good.
Oh, thank you. I just saw that was you. Thank you, my friend. What'd you get?
I got the early bird.
Did you get? Oh, you got the early bird catch up. Cool. Thank you.
What's the point of getting number 2 if I don't know what number 1 is, right? So I got to figure out what number 1 is first. So
you're gonna have a blast.
Yeah, number 1 is really good.
You're gonna have a blast with issue 1. You're gonna have a crazy time with issue 2. There is nothing to be disappointed about in any one of the books. We, like I was saying earlier before you hopped on, it's different styles of horror combined, so there's a little bit of something for everyone. And I try to make sure that everybody could be content with it at minimum, ecstatic at maximum. And it's a very good ensemble of cast, creators, and characters.
Well, I'm just excited because this will help me prepare for shows with Raphael when we do them with the Ghostess with the Mostess. She always freaks me out on these shows. It's like, okay, I got to really toughen myself up, and I think reading more is going to help.
There's some gory. It's both issue 1 and issue 2. There's some gory scenes.
Yeah.
In issue 1, we had a story. You probably remember it after I bring it up. There was one called sexually transmitted demons.
Sexually transmitted demons.
It's exactly what you think it is. And it is the most insane thing you could probably...
we were discussing this last time.
I don't want to touch that one.
You could think of.
Oh my God. All right, folks, let's go to the videotape and see what we got. Hold on. Phantasmagoria.
I can't wait.
Oh, that was great. You did a good job because sometimes people have trouble with the video, but actually you kind of like showcased everything. And
I was considering adding a narration to it. We have a narrator character, a female narrator character that's called her name is Juliana Graves, but very voluptuous and they're like very Frankenstein art style. That's by John Apple. He does my art for Exodus Z, and the colors is done by CL Zeno, which he does the Tales of Goop story. And I was trying to figure out, and I was trying to convince my wife to do the narration for it. And she gave me the most nicest fuck off of life. And I was just like, it didn't hurt to ask, you know? She was just like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm like, okay. So
It's a
I
great
just left
idea
it
though.
without
You might
without
want
the
to
audio.
consider it for
I
the
was
next
gonna do
one.
it.
Yeah.
I was gonna do it in her point of view,
Mm-hmm.
at her speaking like if she's narrating in the book.
Yeah,
And
you get your own crypt keeper.
yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's
Yep.
essentially she has her own intro and outro, and by the ending of issue 2, she's gonna be in a very tough predicament where John and I are making a story for her, for issue 3 or issue 4. We haven't figured it out yet. She would have been good. Yeah, yeah, dude.
Oh man, dude, I gotta say, I love having you on because I like what you're doing. You're doing it different than most of these anthologies. I feel like you're really bringing in the teamwork when it comes to this.
I'm trying, dude. Like I said, I feel like there's always a way of improving. Even in my own issue 1, those ways of improving, which I took it into account for issue 2. And I'm more than sure by the time I'm doing issue 3, there's going to be things that I did in issue 1 or issue 2 where I was just like, you know what? I could probably do it better. I could probably do it this way instead of that way. But I try to make it into a team effort, not just a single person.
Right.
And everybody has been great with it so far. And they've been cooperating in a way where, like, I'm grateful for it. Like, we've had good teams so far, and everybody's been doing their own thing. They'll be posting. Everybody's been posting, so like everybody's adding me as a collab. So if you go to Phantasmagoria Comic, the Instagram, you see in a matter of 3 days like 57 posts because I'm added in all of them as collab, and it's just a ridiculous amount. And I'm just thinking anybody that follows that specific Instagram is gonna be flooded with Phantasmagoria stuff. That's the main one. That's a Comic Unknown, which as well I tried to add that one as collab as well. So if you were to scroll down, you could see it as well.
Hold on a second. But this also gives you a way to have more content because we do it with Mint Apple TV, and it also show you already have this going off already, so it makes it easier to show off.
Mm-hmm. That's the sticker I was referring to earlier, the hollow sticker.
Oh, that's a good sticker.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That is very good, actually.
I think there was one point that I had. So in the center, the third one, I had a version of that banner, of each cover. It'll be the next one over, and my Instagram literally had that exact same picture 10 times back to back, all flooded. That's with Samurai Ninja Rabbits. That's actually a contest I just not a contest, a campaign I just finished finishing with John Cotz's beginning of the year.
I remember this.
I've been very busy.
Yeah. I shared this earlier. Yeah, earlier I shared this. I was like,
yeah. So Samurai Ninja Rabbits is his own creation. I've been that's actually the first story I'm doing as a publisher.
Nice.
Where I'm not involved in the writing or the art style. And John's been great. He's been involved. He was involved in the first Phantasmagoria, where we had a vampire stripper by the name of Angie Gogo, and he's done variant covers for Exit Z as well.
I love the fact that you're doing all these things, and sometimes this is what you got to do, though.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, your cover here it gives me Hulk feelings, and I really like it.
That was unintentional because in Comatose, so I was known for Exodus Z with the whole zombie apocalypse reaching the gates of heaven, but I always had this other lingering idea, of another zombie story, which it was in the back burner since issue 1 of Exodus Z, and it's not until now that I'm finally giving it some life. I'm breathing it in at this point, and it was a very cool idea of what if instead of it being people getting infected through blood, there's an infection in the written language. It's like imagine a curse, and there's an infection of the written language where a specific character, which is the comma, gets infected when it gets overused. So that's why there's a play on words when it's called comatose instead of comatose. And what would be the first thing, the first set of people that would be infected? Professors, lawyers, doctors, things like that. So it's a reverse, not a reverse, but the people that will get infected will be more of the nerds first,
Yeah.
or the professors, the doctors, the lawyers, and then like who would be the ones that survive? The losers, the jocks, the cheerleaders. So they're the ones that survive instead. So it's very it's kind of like Zombieland in a way, like in
I
that
like that.
sense.
I like the play on words. I like the play on the ideas. Yeah, because and it kind of gives me the Evil Dead type of thing with Necronomicon.
Yeah, in a way. I did the story for just 10ish for 10 pages, which is all 10 pages are there, and I left it in a very general cliffhanger where the survivors of these 10 pages reach up to a specific location, and I just put to be continued. The story itself, I have issue 1 basically written, and I already have the idea of what would happen in issue 2, but I wanted to first wait and see what is the outcome of Phantasmagoria issue 2, whether or not people liked the idea to be
Right.
able to actually bring it to life as an actual single issue.
You know, you could probably do like a contest where vote for your favorite, and maybe we'll make it.
It's very much, it's a very much, it's a good thought because I've considered it, and
Mhm.
there's many of these stories are left in some form of cliffhanger, or there's enough space to continue
Continue.
off the
Yeah,
story into something else.
I can see it. I can see like because just because we're voting or it's more about what you want to see at the moment. It doesn't mean that people don't want to see the rest of it. It's just people want to see this. At the moment. I want to see this book. And then as time progresses,
Comatose,
I want to see this book.
I had a blast with that book, honestly. The creative team that I had for that one, it's completely different from who I've used before. The two people I actually met is Dave Maury and Rita with a D, Kalula. Um, Very great. Their art meshes so well. It's surprising because they've never met each other, and to me it gives like this older vibes. It's almost like when you see the characters there, it's almost like Archie style,
Right.
but a little bit more filled in.
Love it. Love it. Love it, folks.
You
That's
see
what we
that,
want.
right? If
We
you were
want
to go down, you were to see the posts back to back to back to back to back.
Look at that.
But it's all different. It's all different covers there. So if you actually open it, you could actually see each one. It's just
Oh,
yeah.
I see. There we go.
How many
Front
days
pages.
did you do that over, George? Was it like a few weeks, or was it once a week? Was it every day?
I'm sorry. What was the question?
The Instagram post you did, was it every day? Was it once a week? How often did
For when I was introducing it, it was at minimum daily.
Mhm.
Some of those I think I was spitting them out 3 at a time because I'll do the collab invite.
Mhm.
So it's different. It's different fan groups at the end of the day. That would be part of it. That would be in those posts. But I'm talking about the ones that repeat. Everything else has been on a daily. I think these past 3 days, because each creator's been posting, they've been adding me as collab. I think these past 3 days, uh, easily what 12, 13 posts. Really, honestly, at the end, because if they're gonna post, might as well add me as a collab to it, so then my fan base could see it as well. Anybody that
Yep.
follows that specific campaign.
That's a great idea. Like I said, we do it a bit in Apple as well. Because it kind of helps show things off, and you're already part of the family, so why not?
So that's Mad Monkey. Yesterday they did a live where they were drawing live right there. So
Cool.
those are actually his 3 characters that he was drawing and coloring live.
That's what I said. Keep working, folks. Keep showing it off. Keep sharing. There's just so much,
Yeah.
and it has to help you out.
My fear is always that I'm overwhelming people.
I don't think so. You got so many bits and pieces here. It's kind of hard to be overwhelmed. I think if it was the same book over and over and over, you might be like, oh wait, maybe I'm doing this too much. But this is a whole bunch of different stories in one shot.
Yeah, that's true because when like for the most part, Phantasmagoria, the account stays pretty dormant up until we're ready to start releasing little snippets, sneak peeks, and whatnot. And then once the campaign goes live, that thing just blows up with back to back to back to back to back posts.
But again, it's so funny. Like when you're doing the Kickstarter, I know that people get upset, but I'm like, I'm doing a Kickstarter. What do you expect?
It is what it is. I was talking to the guys today about me doing when we were speaking about it during the pre-show that I've been sending out cold DMs because the algorithm for Instagram is not nice to us at all. After I started DMing people, those people that I DM, they started showing up on my feed even if they don't respond to me. And I'm like, that makes no sense.
Because you need to interact. I'll explain it. You need to interact with the people on your feed. And if you're not interacting with the people on your feed, even if you're sharing or liking their videos or whatever they're putting up, you kind of don't get them on your feed. As soon as you start like interacting, DMing, all this and that, that's when they go, oh, they're so bad that sometimes what happens is, you'll probably notice this, is that you're following somebody and then all of a sudden one day you go, wait, I was following you, but I'm not following you anymore. If you're inactive for a long period of time, they'll get rid of the person.
Oh yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah,
because my followers will drop and then go back up, and they'll drop again. It's a racket. Let's just face it, the whole thing's a freaking racket.
It's funny that you mentioned that because for issue 2, one of the stories that we saw there is called Father, and that's done by Robert Rodriguez. And when I brought him into issue 2, I've known him since 2022, somewhere around there, and we followed. Just when we started doing it, we followed each other 2 or 3 months ago, and I was looking at him like, I'm pretty sure we were already following each other. And I stayed so confused, and I was like, I know I've communicated with this guy, and I know we've shared things, and I was like, where is it? And when I opened up the chat, it was gone.
Yeah,
there was nothing there, and I was like, and me and him had spoken about it in the group chat, and I was just like, there's something wrong here. Like, I know for a fact that I've spoken to the damn dude, and for the fact that like we're in a campaign together, and I have nothing in our chats prior to the past 2 months, it's ridiculous. I was like, where did it all go? And both of us were just confused out of our minds.
That's what's
happening. Don't get me
wrong.
I hadn't seen his posts in ages.
Yeah,
Instagram was not showing me his posts.
Dude, here's my favorite thing from Instagram, Facebook, all of them. You go and you pay you pay so that it can be shown around. And when you go to pay so it can be shown around, what they do is they allow the people on your feed to see it.
Shouldn't they already be seeing it?
They should be already seeing it, but
they're not
seeing
You're
it.
paying your fan base to see your stuff.
Exactly.
It's a racket, like I just said.
New people get to see it as well, but because what happens is like only the people that are interacting with you can see what's going on, because there's a way that they do things. There's so these are the important people. These people are on your feed all the time.
Yeah, I noticed it's usually the same XYZ. So if I don't post anything for like a week or 2, that's gonna hurt me.
Yeah.
You know what'll help you big time? Just post a funny cat video. You'll be all set. I
That's why
showed
people do that
it to my friends tonight. It's like, have you seen these things? It's like freaking Kung Fu Cats. It's great.
It's the weirdest thing.
It's
Yeah.
just to refresh your feed at that point. But that's silly.
They just want you to pay for the advertisement. That's all it is. They want you to pay for the advertisement. And when you pay for the advertisement, the people on your feed get to see it.
Yeah,
and even then, the advertisement doesn't even work half the time.
No, because what it does, it does its job. It lets people see you. It doesn't mean that these people are going to do anything else.
It doesn't do its job. You got the whole look-alike, and you got the whole, demographics. It's a bunch of crap. I mean, I hate to say it, but Zuckerberg is just the biggest money thief going nowadays. It's unbelievable. This guy.
They all are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because all they care about them is themselves. So
yeah.
they don't care about us.
No.
They don't care about us. No, not at all. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. They're fighting over here. Let's say, did Herbert get my cover? And of course, he says he got the early bird special.
If you can, you must.
He got the physical catch up. The physical catch up. So
yeah,
wait,
that's
you were
very
saying
good for people that weren't in that didn't know who we were in the first issue.
Yeah.
So we always offer the physical catch up, and the first issue for the most part, they're extra copies that we have. So we try to give it at a reduced rate, so it doesn't hurt too much.
So wait, you were saying that there's a tier where you can get all the covers.
Yes.
How much is that tier?
You wanna go back to it real quick? It is. I want to say 100.
I think it was too expensive for my blood.
No. I'll tell you right now.
I got rid of that thing like 5 times. Go away. Okay.
I get the physical catch.
150. Well, 150 after the expiration of the early bird collector set. During the early bird is 135.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for me.
So there's a dish.
I like to do it, but I can't.
There's different people that have different.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
Mindsets. So we still put it in there to see who actually likes it. Actually, in the left side, if you were to just scroll down all the way to the bottom, it'll be there.
Oh wait, here we go.
Okay, a little lower. Okay, right there's the early bird, 135, which it's 10 covers, so that puts it at $13.50 each book, while the book itself is $18.
Not bad.
And the regular collector set is $150. Still $15, $3 off each cover. We do have people that have backed it, the early bird collectors. So, like I said, there's.
Oh, you should put this up here because somebody's gonna be like, I want all of it.
Yeah, so it gives them the opportunity to take it, and it works out for them. It works out for us. Gets us closer to the goal quicker.
I do like the advertisement, 185, and the other one's 100. I think. Yeah, there we go. Half-page ad. So, folks, if you guys want an ad somewhere, it's a pretty decent price.
Yeah, and it comes. I want to say it comes with 4 copies of the book, so it works out.
That's a good deal. I like that because usually when you do something like that, you don't get anything.
At the end of the day, if you're gonna get an ad, you're gonna want to be able to show it off, or at least sell a couple of those, like sell half the books just to offset the ad a bit. So I get it. I'm gonna be human about it at the end of the day, and I try to help in whatever way I can, and those are the ways that I could do it. And I'm pretty sure maybe by the time I get to issue 3 or 4, I could figure out another way of doing it and just a way to improve it. There's never an ending for this, There's always a way to improve the stuff. There's always a way to strengthen it, and
the only time this ends if you can't afford it.
Well, the more stuff you add, George, the bigger your fan base grows because of people that are existing will want to get it, and then you get new people on, and that's how you grow it. So Smart.
Of course, because at the end of the day, issue 1 had 9 different fan bases. And of those 9 different fan bases, only 2 of those stories returned. So those people already have issue 1, and now they maybe liked one of those stories that they weren't originally a fan base of, and now they see this one and they were like, "Oh, okay, I know the Tales of Goop. I know that was in issue 1. Let me back it now because it's in issue 2." Or Orion's Cube, it was in issue 1, and we're going to do it to issue 2. And it's just a way to get these different fan bases just to cross over and just be able to find stuff that they wouldn't normally find. Maybe it's not in their feed. Going back to the same topic, and you'd be surprised how many times you find something cool, something new, and it makes everybody happy.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's why I like anthologies, because you get a little bit of everything, you get a taste of everything, and then sometimes you'll find something that you didn't know you liked. It said that they should have a half-page ad.
They should grab it.
Grab it. All right, Mr. Paul Hebert, why don't you tell the people who you are so they know who just jumped in over here, my co-host and special time enforcer. Go for it.
Yeah, sorry I was late. It was down at Ocean Grove doing a modeling session. It was really cool. So I haven't done that since like art school. It was awesome. We had a live model. Yeah, we had a live model, and with my son, we had some drawing. It was awesome. Very cool experience. Missed it. It's very cool to actually look at a human figure and try and figure out how to draw it. So it's really cool. Anyway, yeah, Time Enforcers is my video game, RPG, video game, digital comic that makes learning history fun. And it's a passion of mine that came out of COVID. I really wanted to make the experience of learning virtually more interesting for kids. And this project is just starting to morph into multiple things. I feel like I'm an octopus just stretching out my arms, and it's incredibly growing as I speak. We're working on episode 2 now, and because episode 2 had some issues with videos in terms of deploying on different platforms, so now I'm going to be animating artwork. And so because I'm animating the artwork, I have to create the artwork. That means why can't I do a comic book at the same time? So I'm taking the artwork that I'm using for the videos in the game. I'm now creating a physical edition of episode 2, which is looking really cool.
That's
cool. So once I get artwork done, then I said, Long Island Tabletop, what the hell? Let's just do a tabletop game too. Why not? So I'm doing that. So it's like my son goes to me, Dad, this seems like an awful lot. It is an awful lot. But I like it. It's fun. It's getting more traction in terms of notice, which I like. I think it's an important topic. Really trying to make a learning experience for kids interesting and enjoyable makes the ingestion of the material more effective. And so, really cool. Yeah, I just I developed a whole education program on top of that, where it's for 5th to 10th graders. It utilizes a curriculum that abides by the state mandates. So anything that the state needs in terms of requirements for the teaching material, it will be provided by this program. And then we also have a back end that we developed on the computer for the teachers, so they can track the kids' progress through the course, as well as apply grades and make comments and such. So it was very well received at the NJEA conference that we did in Atlantic City last November. We look to attend that one again this year in November. But just the reception I'm getting from educators is good. So I'm tackling this on multiple fronts. I want to make it a game for people to play and have some fun, maybe learn about some history, and then also get it out to kids so they can have a better experience moving through school. So
that's super cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we love what the professor's doing over here. He just does amazing work. We just need to get him a team.
Oh, show the Nick video. This is what I'm talking about, the animation. So it's
okay, hold on a second.
Yeah, doing the animation with the Nick video was important because it's the idea.
Los Angeles, the city of angels, 1947. The war's over, but the streets still feel like they're fighting somewhere. Something sinister. The air's thick with the whiffs from Pan's 24, all-you-can-eat blue plate special, hot asphalt, and bad intentions. Neon signs buzz and flicker, casting purple and green halos into the puddles. Ripples that shift the wrong way, like the streets casting reflections of someone or something that should not belong here. That's when you'll find me, Nick of Time. detective, time enforcer, and the guy they call when history's about to get itself into a knot. Some folks say I'm as tough as a $2 steak, and they're not wrong. But I've got a soft spot for the ones who are saving, the lost souls, the underdogs, the ones who never got their fair shake. I've chased crooks down back alleys, across oceans, and through centuries. And I've learned one thing: time's got teeth. Bite the wrong way, and it'll chew you up quick and spit you right back out. But me, I keep my rules close, my friends closer, and my watch wound tight. Because in this city and in this job, if you're not watching the clock, you're already out of time.
I can't wait. This freaking thing. I mean, of course, Raphael did the voiceover for this, so it's just like you did such a great job with it. But it's just, it's everything's coming together. I mean, the thing about Nick, you see, he's a film noir guy, right? Well, everything around him is going to be grayscale. So, like, if you switch scenes to Nick, he's going to be in black and white. The background will be black and white. If someone hands him something in color, that turns black and white. So it's just like, I'm just having a blast with this. I'm getting everything that I had growing up as a kid through the comics, what I've seen in the movies that I love growing up, like the old films, Casablanca, Maltese Falcon, Philip Marlowe, The Big Sleep. I mean, I love this stuff. And I think it's all history, like Ralph says. I mean, art, movies, in addition to the people that lived before us and the great things they did, I think it's really important that, to get kids to develop a fondness that, history really is interesting if you take the time to really think about it and learn it. But if it's presented in a way where it's fun, then they're going to want to learn more about it, which is really cool for me. So that's really the ultimate goal of this, is really to gamify the experience. But you saw in that video where you have the voiceover, the talking, and the word balloons. That's all what they call universal design for learning. So you have the person reading the information on screen, you hear it when it's playing, and so they're receiving the information in a multi-sensory way, which makes it more lasting in terms of a learning experience. And again, kids that can't read can still experience the comic and still have fun with it. So
I like the multifacetedness of all this, because you can actually play the game or enjoy the comic or enjoy the content, or you can be in a lot of different places, and I think that's what's working for you, Paul.
Yeah, I just what I liked about this, and Ralph's laughing at me because we go to Long Island Tabletop, and I come out and it's like, man, now I got to do a freaking tabletop role playing game. And he goes, yeah, okay, I'll talk to you in 6 months. So he calls me the next week. I said, man, I got it done. So I got the game mechanics done. I actually have the first 110 cards for the question cards done. I got the action cards all worked out. And then what I'm not going to tip it because I don't want to tip everything, but there's going to be an added component to this that goes beyond just answering questions or dealing with villains. So it's really meant to be an imaginative experience. And the way I look at this is it's history, but it's also a comic book. So let's blow things up and have a blast while we're like destroying the past, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and you make it engaging.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So we have a lot of things. I'm working through the comic now. I've got about 17 pages done at this point. We're going to have a big reveal for episode 3 in the comic book. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. We're going to have a giant kaiju in episode 3. So, I mean, wanton destruction and, things going on, history falling apart, and the Time Enforcers have to put it back together, but they're having a tough time right now.
I need to know when in history do we have kaijus?
They're all over the place.
Dragons, man.
Monarch. I mean, Monarch is a great series, man. I love it. Such a great series.
We got dragons.
Kaiju,
man.
Yeah, man, it's great.
The amount of dragons that are everywhere in history. There was something big at some point.
Something was going on.
I mean, a kaiju is just a dinosaur. It's not just blowing like radiation breath. Okay. That's what nuclear power does. Okay. You take a dinosaur, you drop a nuke bomb on it, it survives and becomes Godzilla. Why is that so hard to believe? I don't understand.
I gotta say, one of my favorite things they did with Godzilla was when they had the spine light up.
Oh, that was cool. But he revs up. It's like,
what about King Kong with the glove?
It stops and like, boom. Yes, this is it. This is the wanton destruction. But I got to do my spin on it, so it's not going to be that. But I think it'll be just as interesting, which is going to be very cool. Ralph knows what it is. So.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a great spin. People won't see it coming.
Yep.
So George, one more time, tell the people where they can find you.
I'm most active on Instagram. So for the most part, I'm on at the Comic Unknown.
Ooh, I think we lost him for a second.
Yeah, his camera froze up.
Yep. But you see it right here, folks. You know, what I'm going to do is George is away. I'm going to play the video again. That's
I don't
funny.
know what happened.
His wife pulled the plug.
I don't know what happened. I was here, and then all of a sudden, I hear you saying that I'm gone. And then
yeah.
these screens disappeared. I was like, huh?
Yeah, you were completely frozen. You weren't saying anything. Yeah, just like that. I was like, okay, go ahead. Explain to him now before they cut you off again.
Before they cut me off again, it's almost my bedtime. Okay, so I'm most active on the Comic Unknown on Instagram. For Phantasmagoria specifically, it's Phantasmagoria_comic. We have our own website, www.comicunknown.com, and the Kickstarter is for Phantasmagoria issue 1 and 2. You just type in Phantasmagoria in Kickstarter. I think it's like the third thing that pops up since it's not that common of a name. We're live until April 20th. We have currently 21 backers. Woo! That's probably like, I don't know what, 40-something%. So that's not bad. 1,500 is the 50% mark. That's not bad. We've only, in 15 minutes, it's going to be the end of day 3. So we'll keep on pushing. We'll keep on doing stuff. And I'm pretty sure we're going to fund. I'm fairly confident at this point.
I don't know why you wouldn't. It's a great book. So
oh, definitely.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
You're good.
You're gonna fund. Well, we want us to get you to 5,000. Come on, folks, get them to 5,000. Yeah. Come on.
And we'll dish out even if it's not reflecting a stretch goal for 5,000. I don't think it is, but we try to add something in there each time. Well, one thing physical and one thing digital, mini prints, stickers, whatever it is, just something to add on to the campaign, to the people that are receiving the book. So we've even extended we have the option to extend the gallery, which we do a gallery, before I forget, at the ending of each book, including Phantasmagoria.
Nice.
Where we get all the fan art or any additional art that the creators have done, and we just add it on there. And we'll probably put like in each page just like 4 or 6 pieces of art in there, and then we'll still have like 5 pages worth of gallery. And before I forget, Hack and Sketch, which he's under the account of the Odd Contenders, was saying that he's doing this thing with his cover, where if you back his cover, he'll send you physically back his cover. He'll send you some form of art for free. Wow. Nothing additional required, just as long as you back his cover.
That's some incentive right there. You back his cover, you get original art. There you have it.
This is Cadesner Falls. Cadezer Falls. I always mispronounce it. It's a little tough for me. It's the one where it's the 2 sisters, a vampire and a werewolf, and the cover has them cut in half, so it's like a mesh of both of them together.
Oh wait, we're in the wrong place. Hold on. There we go. I
think it's like the third one.
Look at all these beautiful covers, folks.
There we go. That one's it right there.
Which one is it?
That one right there. So if you back
Okay,
that
so
cover,
I gotta redo my pledge then, and then do that as an add-on. I can do that like in 10 minutes because I want the early bird.
you can do the early bird. Well, you do the
You
early
can
bird,
add
and
on.
then
Yeah.
every cover's in the add-on.
Yeah.
So while we normally offer just the standard cover and then the variant with the standard, we jump all the way to collectors because imagine creating a tier for each one. That's going to be difficult, and that's just going to slog it. It's going to make it huge, long. People are going to be confused. So I only do it with just one variant, one standard, and then in the add-ons, you could just add whichever other cover you want.
Make life easy. What do I want? I want this. Ha ha. You have folks go check them out, and of course, like he said right there, you would get his cover, which is right there and on the screen. He gives you original art, so go buy it. No
If you
other
can, you
artist
must.
does this at all.
Whatever lets him win the contest, you know.
I like the fact that you're doing the contest, and he's like, "I'm gonna win this." So
By
folks,
any means necessary.
exactly, folks. Just to remind you of who's been on the show this week, our pal Joshua. His book Time Sensitive went live yesterday at 10 o'clock, and he's doing really well. He funded in 24 hours. He's already at 15,639, 286 backers, and he has 27 days to go still, folks.
That is impressive.
And I'm going to show you why this is happening. I'm going to go to the videotape. Here we go.
Okay, we are back. I'm Joshua Rubin. You may not know my name, but Ezio, Clementine, the Destiny Grimoire. I have spent the last 15 years helping to build some of the biggest worlds in games. And now I'm doing one for me. Welcome back to Time Sensitive. For those of us just joining us, Time Sensitive is an existential, high-concept sci-fi thriller that is part adventure and part break your goddamn heart. The kind of brain twister that makes you cry like Severance, Interstellar, Everything, Everywhere, all at once. And if you like those like I do, you'll like this. In issue number 1, we met LAPD detective Caleb Stone, whose wife disappears at a gas station, and everyone tells him she's been dead for 6 years. His only hope? A mysterious teenage girl who says she knows why his wife was deleted. Now, issue number 2, the future gets darker. The conspiracy goes deeper, and Caleb has one chance to save his wife. And believe me when I say he will risk anything to do it. Over 850 backers believed in issue number 1. We funded at 465%, and the reader response has been amazing. Check this out. Holy crap. I've been sitting in the parking lot with groceries steadily getting warmer. I sat and read the whole thing. Another said, I'm here for the whole damn ride. Every episode, total no-brainer, not even a microsecond of thought. And then one fellow game writer admitted to me, I even started crying a little bit, explaining the story to my wife, right? Our team is getting bigger and better. Portuguese artist Jorge Coelho, my partner on this project, is working at the top of his game. He is coming to issue 2, fresh off winning the Amadora Award for Best European Artist for his adaptation of The Great Gatsby. And joining us for issue 2, colorist Sarah Stern. She has got 300 issues plus Marvel, DC, Image, Batman, Captain America, Star Wars. I can't believe she said yes. Okay, Kickstarter rewards. With issue number 1, you got to see the quality of our printing, to feel the soft touch covers that we send. This is important to us. With issue 2, we are coming back with another deluxe oversized edition with dozens of pages of back matter and a new bookplate illustrated by George, signed by both of us. If you're into variant covers, we have got 3 of the top artists in comics today bringing us new covers, including a Kickstarter exclusive from Philippe Andrade, one of the top European artists, not available anywhere else but here. If you've missed issue 1, don't worry, we've got you covered. You can get 1 and 2 together at a discount. And if you're into all the back matter, behind the scenes goodies, we have got bundles that have everything all together. So, thank you, truly, for being here, for taking a risk on new voices in comics, for wanting stories that make you think and make you feel something and leave you desperate to know what happens next. This is issue number 2. Let's do this.
Yeah, he's very excitable. He has so much passion for his project. Great book, folks. I've already read the first issue. You should really check it out. And some drama's been happening behind the scenes here because Paul's like, I did it. And
Yeah,
it's like, I can confirm he did it. Heck, he's gonna be busy.
I'm gonna say something about that Kickstarter video. That is an impressive goddamn video.
That is an impressive video.
So many cool effects. That is like professional.
Dude, we were talking to him on Monday, and it was like, I don't know, man. I was like, dude, no, you are so earnest in your video. And then you put it all together and you show off your stuff so well, because he was like, at first, like the first time he did this, like for the first issue, he was on and he was talking about his video. I don't know, Ralph. I'm like, dude, it's a great video. This thing is earnest. This thing is, you're actually giving the audience exactly what you feel, what you're feeling. Keep up the good work, man.
I love how he did the panels and he did the animation.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
See, folks, sometimes you got to work a little harder, but it's all funny because it all depends because your video was great. It kind of showcased everything. It showed off everything. I feel like the only time that your video kind of gets lost out there is when you're kind of meandering and you're not really doing anything with it.
It's what I had available. And I think I try to get everything done as much as I could. I would have loved having my wife to do the narration for it. At least it'll kind of like push.
I would have added something to it. Yeah, I agree. If you can convince her for the third issue, it'll be great.
Yeah.
Folks, the last one, our other pal was here on Monday showing off his stuff. This is a more simple video, which we were just talking about. But check this out.
Oh, League of Cryptids.
Yep.
Sasquatch, the Loch Ness Monster, Mothman, the Jersey Devil, Chupacabra. For millennia, these creatures have perplexed the human race. But what if they are forces of good? What if they have been sent here by a federation of more advanced alien species to help and defend the human race? That's the premise of League of Cryptids, a new comic book by Grant Lankard, creator of the smash hits Beowulf and Memoirs of the Morbid. His new comic, League of Cryptids, is a 4-part story involving these 5 creatures banding together to defend Earth from an invading alien race, just as one of their members is losing faith in the human race and questioning their mission. Check out the epic conclusion to the story in League of Cryptids 4. Available only on Kickstarter.
Goddamn human race never fails to disappoint. I tell you, man.
His voice reminded me a little bit of Space Ghost. He's done a great job with it, folks. Go check it out. If you love cryptids, this is gonna be right up your alley. These guys are just going back and forth here. I just finished George Mom art, so I'm ready for this.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, Paul. You're gonna have to reach out to him. He's active on Instagram, so then you guys can figure out what art it is that you want him to draw for you.
Oh, nice.
Oh, now I gotta decide. It's like I'm like so freaking stressed trying to get my own stuff done. Now I gotta think of something else.
Do one for Time Enforcers.
Yeah, I mean, I might do a time. It's funny. I was at Tabletop and Shadow Rabbit, who we love, great friend. He does these great figurines, and I'm looking. It's like, do I do Marvel, DC? And I said, F that. I want Time Enforcers. So I haven't seen it yet. I think he did it, so I can't wait to see what he looks like when he gets.
Wait! You haven't been paying attention to the video?
What video? What's your video talking about? I haven't seen it yet. I'm like half asleep half the time. What do you want from me?
Yeah, it's your video, the one I made for you.
Oh, I didn't see it. Play it again. I missed it.
Right, so it plays through,
yeah,
and then at the end, it showcases what he did for you.
I didn't see that part because I keep talking over it. That's why. You show this when I'm talking over it. I'm like trying to think and talk at the same time.
See?
Oh, So, I can't. It just was there. It was awesome. It was Chronolith and Inquisitor. I loved it.
Yeah, he did a great job with it.
Yeah.
It was so. I have it over here, which is so funny because I
Oh,
completely
great!
forgot
You
about
have
it.
it over there. That means
Yeah, I
I'm only
completely
here
forgot
for
about it
this
when I saw you
12
on
months.
side of.
Freaking! I had Francis Bonnet do me a piece.
Oh, it took me a while
for
to give you that one.
for
Yeah.
Chronolith. I didn't see that thing for almost half a year.
Well, I'm supposed to see you soon, so it's in my book bag. The problem was that I didn't bring my book bag to Books in Blue. All right, folks. I hope you've loved the show. George has been a blast. Paul has been a blast, and of course, on this show, when it ends, we press the button, and where it stops,